Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. This is part 2 of fishing flea market finds, fishing reels that I found at a local flea market where I was a vendor. And well, you had the opportunity at a point or two. I had my grandchildren helping me at the bench where we were selling, and well, I had an opportunity to stroll and to find some bargains, and I thought I would share those with you. And it was a fun one all around. And well, I would encourage you, if you have the opportunity, to find a fishing reel flea market. Fishing flea market, they sell all kinds of things. They sell tackle, lots of lures, clothing, all kinds of accessories, and well, fishing reels as well. And if you have the opportunity to find them, they're generally starting up around now, this being February, and they'll run February and March until we can go fishing again. So if you see one in your area, go ahead and take the time to go take a look. You might find some bargains. You might find some interesting rods and reels out there that you can work on. And you can get some that, well, they need a little bit of work. And if you're willing to put the work into it, could represent quite a value at the end of it. Well, I was strolling the floor, and we're going to share with you what I found. We're going to start with this one. This is a nice little Shakespeare reel. And Shakespeare, well, it's part of Pure Fishing these days, and it's their entry-level fishing reels. Kind of compares, I guess, with Zebco in that regard. You're not going to find upper-end reels, but you are going to find some nice reels, particularly for fresh water. This one's got a 3-bearing system in it. It's just simply called Shakespeare. It's the USP 125, whatever all that coding means. It's a pond reel. It's about 1,000 size reel, and we're going to make sure that I clean this one up. I'll probably put it on a rod. Actually, my grandson actually found this one for a couple of dollars. We'll probably do a video on this one because, well, I don't think I've done a video on this one. And all reels should be serviced regardless of what they cost. The best strategy that you can have for keeping your reels running is to service them on an annual basis at a minimum, and just keep them tuned up, replace any worn parts, take the old greases and oils out of there as we show you how to do on this channel, and refresh those, put it back together, and take it fishing. This one's a nice reel overall, and for just a few dollars, it'll work out beautifully. Okay. Before I go much further, I want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you do like the art of fishing reel service and repair. If you like to learn about fishing reels like we're doing here, if you like to see how they're made, how they come apart, how you service them, how you put them back together again, what makes them valuable, what makes them unique, and those kinds of things. I try to cover all of those in the channel, and I would encourage you to subscribe and use that notification button if that's something you would like to learn more about. Next one up was an Ambassador in the box, a 5500C. At least that's what it says it is. And it is. It's a 5500C. It actually has the original oil in there. I love these reels. If I can find a bargain on these reels when I find them on the tables, I certainly go for them. And they're just classics in all regard. If you're buying the Abu Ambassadors, as I mentioned on more than one occasion, make sure that you're buying the ones that are made in Sweden. I don't have a high regard for the ones that are made in China. I would recommend that you stay away from those. And how do you know which ones are made in China? Well, if it doesn't say made in Sweden, it wasn't made in Sweden. Okay, enough on that. All right, then I bought 2 of these. These are Shimano Mag Plus Bantams, the 250 size. Again, the boxes and the paperwork are all there on the one of them anyway. These are classics again. Love these. I first became familiar with these with my uncle, who was a big into bass fishing when it wasn't really big to be in bass fishing along the New Jersey coast, when we have all that salt water and the great variety of fish and the environments that we can fish. Most of the folks on the New Jersey coast fish salt water. Well, he was one that was kind of swimming against the tide, if you will. He loved to bass fish. This is one of the early reels that he had. It's a Bantam Mag Plus. It's the 250. Kind of an unusual standout line guide, but these are just treasures. Every time I can have the opportunity to work on one of these, I think about my uncle, think about how he enjoyed bass fishing, and well, those fishing reels hold a lot of memories. I'm sure that there are reels that you have that, well, you have memories too, for whatever reason it is, whether it's the first reel that you purchased, maybe it was one that somebody gave you as a gift and was an important person in your life, maybe you learned to fish on it. Who knows? It's funny how you can have those memories associated with a little thing that's mechanical. But I got that at a nice price, and I also got its brother. This one's a little bit different. This is a Daiwa Mag Force Procaster. So this is the Daiwa version of the Shimano Bantam that you saw before. Missing a badge on this side, not a big deal. It is a mag adjustable reel, one of the early ones. Kind of has that same metal cased kind of looking side plate. Also has that standout line guide, not as pronounced as the Bantam. Works beautifully. Now this one has a little bit of a wider carriage, so it's going to handle a little bit more line. Has our thumb button for release. And just as I mentioned with all of the reels that you may be considering buying used, make sure you pay attention to detail. Now I did mention here that this one's missing its little seal, the badge. That doesn't mean anything there. But if you're missing other pieces like the spool adjuster, or maybe the pawl is not working properly on the reel, or it gets hung up when you bring it down, you don't release the spool, or it doesn't kick back in when you turn it, take notes of that because, well, one, parts are very hard or difficult to get at this point for a reel this age, and well, secondly, you shouldn't be paying full retail price for a reel that, well, quite honestly, just isn't worth it if it's missing all those pieces and parts. Picked up another one here. This is a Ryobi. This is the SX2. This is the Silvercloud series. These are fun reels. This one's kind of all tied up. I think I paid just a few dollars for this one. Yeah, that's why. We have a bail that should be seated in here. Not a hard fix, right? But it should be seated in there. That needs to be rebent. That's all you do with that. You just bend it to put the tension on to keep this in. But it was only a few dollars. He said, oh, the bail's broken. Well, it's not broken. It just needs to be repositioned, if you will. The rest of it turns. So on the Silver Series, you had the Ryobi. You had the Daiwa Silver Series. You had the Penns. So this one lines up with like a Penn 103. This one was made, I believe, in Japan. Yeah, this is a Japanese-made one. That was before Ryobi transferred its manufacturing to, I believe it went to Korea or Hong Kong from Japan when Japan started to get expensive. But overall, a nice reel. Now, Ryobi still makes reels and sells them outside of the United States. No longer does it market reels made in the U.S. In the late 1990s, Ryobi sold their U.S. domestic business to Berkley. And Berkley was eventually acquired by Pure Fishing. Berkley, of course, is known for soft baits today. But that's why you don't see Ryobi. It was part of the piece that said that they were going to continue to market internationally but would not market domestically in the U.S. So I picked that one up at a relatively easy price. Next one up is a huge reel. Needs a little bit of work, but this is a Penn 6.0 Senator. And I got this one for a song too. It's kind of frozen up, not working. It's got wire line on it, which means it was used for very big fish, probably sharking in the New Jersey area. This one, well, a couple of things are going on. We're missing a screw. The free spool release was put on backwards. That's probably why this is not working. Could be that the wire line is trapped inside the spool. Could be a host of things. I think we'll do a video on this one in terms of why did this, there you go, that's it. No, it's not. Oh yeah, it is. Okay. I can see it, you probably can't, but if you follow the tag end of this wire line, it's going underneath the spool and it's coming out the other side here. So that's a quick fix. Actually, we're going to get away pretty easy with that one. Also, when I just turned it over, I noticed that the side plate screw on the bottom of the reel seat here is the wrong screw. That means that somewhere in one of these cross posts, I have a short screw that's, well, it's about a 1/4 inch shorter or whatever that distance is there. You want to make sure that when you service your reels that you note where the locations are of the screws. if there's a long one or a short one, you want to mark that location. Penn uses short screws for your reel seats so that they don't get in the way of the line when it's when it's going out or coming back in. Any slack could actually catch behind this screw and either cause a break off or certainly stopping the cast. Here you can see that where that line is coming in behind the screw again here. So somebody, when they service this reel, put a short screw in one of these other locations. We'll find it as part of the service and put it back together again. Well, two more. They're kind of fun. I know one of our folks that's a constant viewer out there, Chris, you probably will like these. This is a Daiwa 8600. It's box and all in beautiful condition. Almost looks brand new. And, well, the only problem with it, like all the others, well, this one's tied off. I was going to say this one, it's not working, but it looks like we have the line tying it off to stop it from working. Nope, we're stuck. There's something stuck inside here. We're not going to go any further with that. I'm thinking it's probably frozen grease because, well, it doesn't even look like it's been fished, right? There's a fine example of a couple of nicks here. There certainly is line on the reel itself, which would say that it's had the opportunity at least to be thought of in terms of going fishing. It hasn't gone anywhere, right? So beautiful reel overall on that. And, well, we'll get that one out there. Kind of fishing again, complete with its box and everything else. Well, there's one more here. I didn't intentionally save the best for last, but I guess it is the best that I found. This is a Daiwa Millionmax high-speed 8000 with a silent stopper, which means the anti-reverse. This one's got an issue too. It came from the same vendor that was selling that other one. And surprisingly, beautiful reel. Probably spooled but never used. Guess what? Doesn't turn. How do you like that, huh? I think the issue again is that it's just dried grease, frozen in place, and well, that'll make for an interesting project as well. Love this reel. All right, so that's the reels that I found at the fishing flea market. And again, I'm going to encourage you to do the same. If you see one in your area, by all means, go ahead and try and find the time to get to it and make sure that you're searching for the bargains for reels that you intend to use or to repair to give a second chance. Well, before I leave, I want to thank our first responders, our police, fire, safety, rescue, everybody involved in keeping us out of harm's way. I want to thank you, the viewers, for making this channel what it is. And I want to thank you for all the questions that you submit, all the ideas and tips and techniques that make its way into our channel forum, and most importantly, for watching and for your support. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.